Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to cover how to set up your computer for MLAgents for Unity. First of all, before we go to Unity, we need to install two different softwares. The first one is called Anaconda. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. Once your download is ready, make sure that you are launching at Administrator. And hit Next, Agree. And make sure you are installing it right under the C drive. So make sure that you delete this and then hit Next. So that's quite important. And after that you can just hit Next and follow the instruction. In my case I have it already installed, so I'm going to just cancel it. The second thing you want to download is the CUDA installation for your GPU. You can Google CUDA 10.1 download. So it has to be 10.1 in my version because I'm using MLAgent release 3. Release 3, which is the current release, as my tutorial is dated on 16th of June. But probably when you are watching this tutorial, maybe the dates and release is different. You want to actually check the combination of your computer and the software versions. In my case, I already run few tests, and for release 3 you have to use CUDA 10.1, and I have listed few things here so to let you know that which version of things I'm using. So for Unity I'm using 2020 and .2. For Python I'm using 3.7, CUDA 10.1, and later I will explain you, but I'm using you need to install MLAgent 0.17 in order to use the release 3. And so this is quite important. And this is when you are installing the Unity package from the Unity. You need to install 1.0.2 version. Alright, so go back to CUDA 10.1. You can go to this 10.1 original archive, find your own system, version 10 and exe local, and you can download it and install it by downloading and installing it. So it's going to take a while. Once you're done, you are ready. Alright, if you have these installed, you need to just download a release for in order to run the examples from the MLAgent. So you can go to MLAgent, Google MLAgent, and you can find this GitHub repository. Go to Unity Technologies MLAgent. If you scroll down, you will see the current release. You can download from the release file, and you will get a zip folder. So this is a zip folder. You can unzip it, and in my case I saved them under my documents. You don't have to place them here, but it's good to have it saved them in a safe place, and you don't really have to move them or make any other copies. So you can just save it here in order for future use. So I made a folder called MLAgents, and then unzipped the downloaded folder and placed it here. This is quite flexible. You can place it anywhere, but I think this is quite safe and recommended as well. And this is your folder you will need. Just to give you a heads up, so if you install your Unity package, the Unity will copy this folder within your Unity assets. So in case in the future you might have different version problem, you can probably come in and replace with these files in your assets folder in the future if you have version issues. But today we are not going to do that. We are going to just install it properly from the Unity package manager. Alright, so to start with, I'm going to make a new Unity project, but importing the sample projects from the downloaded assets, release folder. So I'm going to make a MLAgent, Okay, now I have a new project opened, and I'm going to go to my documents folder, MLAgents, and project, and assets, and there are a lot of example files here, so I'm going to just copy this MLAgents folder to my assets folder. So just drag and copy this. Okay, and this is not needed. Now you can actually see a lot of examples that is already given. So the example we are going to look at is this 3D balls scene. Use this 3D ball as the first example. So we need to go to the package manager and find MLAgents and install it. So if you remember, the version I was mentioning is this version from the package manager. So this is from the release 3. So once the installation is finished, you can see that there is a new packages folder is created called MLAgents. And if you see, these folder structures are exactly the same as the folder structures under this folder. So in the future, if you have problem with the release version, you can instead of installing from the package manager, you can copy paste this folder inside your Unity assets. Alright, now if we go back to the game and play, it should play the pre-trained behavior. So all of them are trained so that the balls are not falling down. And now we are going to check how do we train by ourselves. Okay, so in this scene, these are copied presets. They are training exactly the same behavior to this ball agent. And if we just go inside this agent, you will see that there is something called an N module is connected to this model. So this is the neural network that is trained from the Python, and that is copied to this folder and then connected to this this agent, b.Agent. So this NN model is placed inside this examples 3D balls TF models, and it's positioned here. It's called something.NN neural network. And now we are going to train this again. So to create a new 3D ball.NN file. So how do we do that? So now we need to just leave this aside. We don't need to do anything. Leave this aside, and we are going to go to start and open up Anaconda prompt. So this will give us this window, and for a better a perspective or view of this environment, Python environment, you can also go check out Anaconda Navigator. So basically in Anaconda we can create different Python environments. So these are custom environments. So if you open this for the first time, you will only see this space, so you won't see these folders. But you can actually create and delete whatever you want, and create a Python environment to train different neural network, for example. So in my case, I created MLAgent 00 and 01. I'm going to show you how to create the 02, and you can name it however you want. But I'm going to create it from here because it's quite easy to do. MLAgent 02, and I'm going to use Python 3.7 and create. And this is going to create a default Python environment without a lot of important plugins installed. So you need to custom install different plugins inside this environment. So now you have created a new MLAgent 02 environment. You can also do the same in the Anaconda prompt. In order to do that, you can say, firstly, you can see also the list of your installed environment by saying conda env list. So now you can see exactly the same list as you can see from this navigator. And you can also create in here directly without opening this navigator by saying conda create and new, and we can try to make a new one, agent 0.303, and we are going to use Python 3.7, then enter and say proceed, say yes. Okay, now we can check the list again, conda env list. Alright, so now we have 4 different versions of this MLAgent. Like we can check from here as well. Yeah, it created a new environment again. Okay, so we are going to use this one. although they are, this one is also the same. So we are going to activate this MLAgent 3 environment. Say activate, so conda activate MLAgent 03. So you can see that the environment name is appearing here, which means it's activated. And you are currently working under this folder. You can navigate to a folder you want to navigate to. So maybe I'm going to navigate to this folder. So I'm going to copy Ctrl+C this address path, and then say cd space and right click and enter. So now we navigated to this folder. So all the newly trained model or newly created files will come directly down to this folder. So now what we need to do is to install a Python plugin dedicated for MLAgent inside this environment. So this Python script or Python library is this one. So it's called MLAgent 0.17, which is a Python library. So the same library is also copied locally within this release. So they are inside this release 3 folder, MLAgents and MLAgents environments folder. So there are two options. You can just directly install this 0.17 from online, or you can download locally from these two folders. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first way to do it is to say PYPi-install MLAgents is 0.17.0. So if you enter now, this is going to install this from the PyPi website. So if you click say install, this is going to install it within your MLAgent 3 environment. Okay, it took some while, but it finished the installation. So now your MLAgent 03 environment is ready. Actually, before you need to train anything, you can close it and come back to this environment again. So I'm going to actually show you how to do that. So I'm going to just exit. You can come back to this Anaconda anytime later. So now you came back to that base environment. You need to activate MLAgent 03. Then you are ready to train your next AI. But I'm going to also show you how to install this locally. So for that example, I'm going to use, instead of MLAgent 03, I'm going to use the one that we just created before this one. So that is still also an empty environment. So we need to exit this environment. Anaconda prompt. We are going to activate MLAgent 02, and we are going to install this from our local copy from here. So we are going to navigate to this folder first by saying cd, right click, and then say PYPi-install EML Agent. So basically it's the name of this folder, MLAgent. And we have to do the same for this MLAgents EMBs folder. But once you have successfully installed for the previous version, then you don't really need to do this one. Alright, so after this one, p.Install EML Agents EMVs. Alright, so in order to train our model, we are going to use MLAgent 2 environment to test this. Make sure the one you want to train is ready in the Unity scene. Alright, now we are ready to train our first model. Go to Anaconda prompt. We are going to activate our environment. So activate MLAgent 02. And we are going to navigate to a folder that is safe. So I'm going to use this folder directory, Control C, and say cd, right click, enter. So I'm working under this folder directory, and we need to find a right config file for the trained model. So go to your folder, go to config, PPO. We have the example file config files ready. So we are going to use this one called 3D ball. So click on this one, go to home, and copy. Click on copy path to copy the file path. And here we are going to say MLAgent learn. Right click, and we are going to give a folder name or file name so we can resume in the future in case we stop the training in the middle. So say run ID. I'm gonna say 3D, just lowercase for all, 3D ball new 01. Whatever name you want, and then we can just say resume in the future to resume the training in case we stopped in the middle. So okay, we are ready to train. Let's say enter, and if we see a Unity logo, this is successful. So now it's saying start training by pressing the play button. So I'm going to play, and this is starting the training, and this is now will return us some variables here. So great. So you can see this mean reward is updating. So this value will increase over time. If the mean value hits around 100 or it hits 100, it means it's fully trained. So you can see that this is increasing over time. But I'm going to stop it before it's fully trained, so I can show you how or what are the differences. So I'm going to just stop my gameplay, so you can tell that this is not fully trained. The mean award is only 2. Alright, so let's use this instead of the fully trained version of this. Let's use our trained neural network. So we are going to this folder. Now there is a new folder created. It also shows here. So it exported results and blah blah. So results, and this file is actually the one is trained. So we are going to use this file. I'm going to copy this, and before I copy it to this folder, I just wanna save it just for now on the desktop, just to change the file name to something like this, so we don't confuse this, so we don't override this new neural network. And then I'm gonna replace it here. And we are going to let them use our trained model. But if we just replace it from the scene, this will affect just only for this prefab. So we have to go find our prefab. So inside 3D balls, prefab, 3D balls, agents, and we are going to replace this one to our newly trained model. So go to 3D balls, TF models. So this one is ours. So we are going to replace it. Great. So now this will replace for all these 12 ones. If you want to check, just go to a random one to check their agents are having our getting our new model. Alright, so now if we play this, you can see that they are not working very well because the train was not fully done. So you can see that a lot of them are failing, and the failing attempts are much higher than the previous model. Alright, so let's go ahead and resume our training. In order to do that, we need to remember the name we specified in our first training, which was done up there somewhere. Okay, so we are going to say MLAgent learn, and right click, or we have to come back to this folder, config, copy this file path, right click, and run id 3D ball new 01 resume. I just want to check if this name is correct. So 3D ball new 01, that's correct, and then we are going to resume the training. So this gave me an error. I'm trying to figure out what was the problem. I will just try it again. MLAgent. Wrong ID. I'm going to try it in this way. 3D ball new 01 resume. Okay. Alright, so it starts from a higher mean reward, so it's definitely resuming. Great, so that's the end of this tutorial. I hope everybody can try to train your own AI model.